Welcome back to Podcasting for Real Estate Pros, where agents learn to attract clients, build trust, and stand out with the power of podcasting. So let's dive in. All right, let me guess. You're psyched to start podcasting, but the second that you see the mic or editing software, your brain yells, abort, abort, abort. I get it. Let's just take a deep breath, okay? You don't need a studio. You just need a simple setup and a system to record. Hey, friend, it's your host, Sue Willoughby, and today we're demystifying the tech side of podcasting. This is the episode where you stop stalling and start recording like the confident pro that you are without spending a fortune or losing your mind. Okay, here's some real talk. Your first few episodes might sound a little rough, and that's fine. Messy action is better than perfect intentions. Nobody's expecting NPR. Your listeners want real, relatable. What they want is you. Let's get you the tools to sound solid, stay sane, and actually enjoy the process. Okay, so first and foremost, you're going to need a microphone. I suggest just start with a quality plug-and-play USB mic. It'll fit right into your laptop, and it'll make life much easier. There's a couple recommendations here. I suggest the Logitech for Creators Blue microphone by Yeti. It's a USB microphone, and it's around $100. A lot of podcasters use it, or at least start out with it. The quality is good, and it's a good, solid, easy-to-use microphone. Similar to that is the Rode NT USB Mini studio quality mic. And that is also, like I said, a USB microphone. I really like Rode quality products. They make a good, solid microphone, and they've been in business for a long time. But either one of those are around $100, and they will get you started with no problem. Good, clean sound, no fluff. Also, if you're feeling inspired, you can record right on your smartphone with your earbuds. That's also another option. And it's probably something that you already have. Now, let's talk about recording software for a minute. If you're using a Mac, I suggest you can use GarageBand, which is simple and easy to use if you're a Mac person. And then on the PC or the Mac, you can use Audacity, which is a free download product. And you can also use Descript, which is very easy for editing. A lot of the editing software these days is text-based. So you can delete a word and it'll delete it from the recording. If you want to use video, and I highly recommend that you do, because then you can repurpose your content on YouTube. And then you can also have shorts that you can post to Instagram and Facebook and so forth. For video, you can use Zoom, which I'm sure you probably already have, but I also use a product called Riverside.fm. It's a full recording platform for audio and video. You can organize your projects, and the editing is super easy, and they have some AI built-in tools for editing as well. There's also another product that you can use called Descript. Once again, it's also audio and video with visual editing. By that, I mean you can just delete a word that's in the transcript and it'll delete it from the recording as well. So it's super easy. A lot of the products these days are very simple and easy to use. So don't freak out about that. But you will also want to get some really good headphones. Now, like I said, you can use your earbuds if you have those. I prefer quality studio headphones. So I use the Sony MDR 7506 professional headphones. They're over-the-ear, closed headphones. You can tell if you're picking up background noise and so forth. But like I said, you can also use your earbuds. There will be a link in the show notes for all of the gear that I'm talking about here. A couple of extras, depending on the microphone that you get. If you get like a old school looking microphone, looks like a handheld microphone that you see people use on stage, that may require you to also get a boom arm so that it can retract out of your face or be in front of you, and a pop filter to filter out those pop sounds. And those things are both really inexpensive. If you get the Yeti mic or the Rode mic, you probably won't need the additional boom arm and a pop filter. But those are just some other things to consider. Now, for video, you're going to need a decent webcam, and you may already have one. Sometimes the ones that are built into your laptop are okay. They're not great. I use the Insta360 Link camera. It's got a really nice lens, and it'll also track your movements. Also, Logitech puts out a really good 4K, and Razer Pro Ultra is another one. So I'll put links for all of those in the show notes as well. Okay, so what about your recording space? You got all your gear, you're ready to go. Where do you want to record? Okay, you're not going to want to record in a busy cafe someplace. If you have a home office already set up, that's going to be your best bet. Now, you may need to get some softening materials in there, like some pillows or a rug if you've just got hardwood floors, so that the sound won't bounce off as much and it'll give you a little bit more of an insulation. Some people like to record in their closet. Me, I think that's a little confining. I don't want to sit in there with a bunch of clothes, but they do absorb the sound quite well. So, carpet, curtains, pillows, whatever. Just some things to sort of absorb a little bit of the sound and make it softer. In the software that you use to edit your podcast, you can also take out background noise and get a professional sound. So don't worry too much about that, but just create a nice quiet space, someplace where you can close the door and keep out all your distractions or dogs or people, whatever it is, so that they're not going to come in and interrupt your recording. If you're using your smartphone and your earbuds, you can record in your car. It's already pretty acoustically sound. So that's another option too. If you don't have any private place inside your home, go sit in your car and record your podcast. Super easy. So how do you actually go about recording? Well, here's the thing. You don't want to just be rambling incoherently. You want to have a plan. So plan and outline, but you don't need to script every single word. Okay? Just use a bulleted talking point list. And then talk as if you're chatting with a friend or just one person who is your ideal listener. You're having a conversation. You are not talking one to many. Okay, so you're just having a one-on-one conversation. Keep it conversational, keep it real, keep it authentic. And like I said, do not script it. If you feel uncomfortable, go through your outline a couple of times. Just read it out loud. See if it makes sense. See if you can be conversational with it. If not, then tweak it a little bit and try again. You should also do a sound check. So record, 10 or 15 seconds and then listen back and see how it sounds. If it's too hot or it's too low, the audio, then make adjustments with your microphone levels and re-record and test it again. Don't worry about every little like, whatever. You will start to pick up on those as you record. But like I said, in your editing software, you can take all of the ums and uhs and thes and that and all of the stumbly words that you may have in there and delete them in the transcript, and then they will get pulled out of your audio clips. So very easy to remove all of those things. Don't freak out about it. Lastly, save your files in a safe spot. Whether you use Dropbox, Google Drive, whatever it is, have a consistent naming convention that you use, like episode 001, episode 002, and then the title of the episode. That way you can keep everything organized in your files. And if you need to pull clips out of that at some point, you will have them there and they will be backed up so you don't lose valuable content. And you can also repurpose content. So hang on to those transcripts as well. Here's a few common pitfalls. One is waiting until you figure it all out. Once again, that's that perfection monster sitting on your shoulder. You don't have to have it all figured out. Like I said, you could just sit there with your smartphone and your earbuds and record a couple of episodes and see how they sound. You may be surprised. It was that easy. Secondly, thinking that you need a co-host or the perfect intro or the perfect music to get going, to get started, you don't. Just hop in, record a nice intro, be real, be warm, be friendly, and you're ready to go. And the last thing is obsessing over the gear instead of focusing on creating valuable content. Start with something basic. You can always upgrade. Lord knows I have closets full of gear because I'm kind of a gearhead, but you don't need to be. So think about this. While audio quality is important, people can forgive some imperfect audio, but what they won't forgive is boring, humdrum content. So if you are talking like this and you are saying the most boring stuff on the planet, guess what? People are going to tune out. They're going to be like, oh, God, this is awful. And even if the audio quality is perfect, the content needs to be valuable and fun and engaging. So let's wrap this up with a nice, neat bow. First of all, you don't need a fancy setup, but you do need to get started. You need a quiet space, a solid microphone, and the confidence to start where you are, which is at the beginning, and that's okay. Your message is what matters, and every episode that you record is a rep towards mastery. When you go to the gym, you got to do your reps. You got to get your reps in. And the more you do them, the easier it gets and the better it is. So don't forget that. In our next episode, you're going to learn what it takes to make a great episode, how to structure it, how to hook your audience early, and bring them back for more. Until then, remember this one thing. Done is better than perfect. And every master was once a disaster. So just hit record and let her rip. I'll see you in the next episode. Listening is awesome, but real progress starts with clarity. If you're curious about podcasting for your business, then let's connect. Book a quick call so that we know where you're at and what you need to do next. The link is in the show notes. Book your call today.